Culture is ingrained in the very fabric of our society. The way we think, the way we view things, and how we justify our liberal thoughts. It is 2022, and what can we see around us? A drastic change in culture dynamics. By far, culture has actively played a role in women empowerment. When we were prevented from schooling, dynamic culture said, allow them, for we seek equality. When we were asked to be in the kitchen, dynamic culture forced us into the world to also compete and forge, never wanting us to settle for less. When we were mutilated back in the day, all in the name of preventing unwanted teenage pregnancy, culture said, get them better options in being able to enjoy pleasurable intimacy without going through pain. It has always been culture, always been there for us. The very embodiment of women empowerment itself, culture. However, what do we see now? The same culture that told us to forge on, the same culture that told us to work harder, the same culture that told us to compete is the same culture that comes back to tell us today that no, as a woman, you don't have to have too much audacity. As a woman, you don't have to be too authoritarian. It doesn't fit you. The same culture comes back to tell us that as a woman, you have to be loving, you have to be caring, you have to have sympathy and empathy. As a woman, you don't have to be so stringent. The problem is that these are the same characteristics that got us oppressed and still making us being suppressed. It then begs the question, how well does culture want to help us? Because by far, culture has made us great and keeps making us greater people. But why would that same culture hinder us from certain things that can keep us making us great? Because that same culture tells us, be submissive, be humble to your partner, to your husband, because it is what makes a woman a good woman. But that is the same submission that caused our oppression. Culture has helped us in so many ways for far too long. But then there's still this big question we keep asking ourselves. How far does culture want to take us, especially when we are unsure of what exactly it wants us to do? Because it keeps taking us back to the bad old days, the same old story. Culture is helpful, but how helpful is it to us? Thank you.